welcome back again to Start Off with Breakthrough. And on today's vlog, I'm going to be sharing an important conversation with you. So if you're a fashion entrepreneur, someone who is intending to start a fashion business, someone who is trying to dive into different aspects of the fashion business, make sure you watch this vlog to the end on the future of fashion. Yes, I'm going to be giving you 5 different factors that would affect the future of fashion and tell you how you can align. Guys, I'll be reading from my notes, so if you see me bending down a lot, just know that I'm reading from the notes I have about the future of fashion. Guys, in the fashion industry, a lot of things have changed, and for me, I feel like we're walking into a new era in the fashion industry. What do I mean? A lot of things have changed in consumption, a lot of things have changed in production and manufacturing, a lot of things have changed in purchase, retail, and all of that. So if you are in the fashion industry, these are things you want to look out for, because these tips, these conversations are the things we're going to be talking about and the trends we're going to be seeing in the next coming years, 2022, 2023, 2024 and beyond. I think up to 2030. But prior to that, I want you to get ready so that you can start finding out ways to plug into the opportunities around these new trends. So the first thing I'm going to talk about in the fashion industry, a new trend in the fashion industry that you want to really look out for, number one is sustainability. There is a lot of conversation around sustainability because we've noticed that the fashion industry has become wasteful in the past years, and we want to ensure that we have ways to design clothes to be reused, to be recycled, and to just ensure durability and longevity over a period of time. The idea around this is to reduce pressure on our raw materials to keep producing more clothes. Reason why there's a big fight against fast fashion industries, mass production, low paid, lower wages in the fashion industry. This trend has come to stay. I'm going to tell you this: if you're in the mass production industry, you want to start looking at other ways to start running your business, because as time goes on, people are changing their consumption needs. People want longevity, and while there's a long conversation about what social media is pushing people to buy, trends and all of that, people are actually moving into sustainable options. People want clothes that will last longer, clothes that are functional, clothes that are beyond trends. So as a business owner, that's something you want to be looking out for. Conversations about using eco-friendly materials. As a fashion business owner, these are things you want to look at. Do your research around sustainability in the fashion industry. Find out what you're doing wrong and start righting your wrongs. If you're not in the fashion industry already, this is also a plug for you. Find out the gaps in the fashion industry that are not sustainable and start building your own sustainability brand. Thing we'll be looking at is personalized styles. Now, in the olden days, this used to be a thing, but this went out of rave in a while. But due to this conversations around slow fashion movement and all of that, people are looking out for more personalized styles. People don't want to come out wearing mass production clothes. People don't want to come out and the next lady sitting down beside them is wearing almost the same thing they are wearing. People want their clothes to be different in size. People want their clothes to be different in styles and in fit and in a lot of things. So people are trying to also co-create. So you have different brands trying to co-create items, make it look unique and all of that. So these are some things that you want to be looking at. Do you want to collaborate? And because this is an opportunity for collaboration instead of competition, do you want to collaborate with other fashion brands? You can see Adidas and footwear brands trying to collaborate with wears, clothing brands and all of that. Recent collaboration between the Heinz Ketchup with Treedup, a second-hand brand, and the idea was to let people know that even if your clothes get stained, there is a way out of it and all of that. You can recreate clothes that are stained and all of that. You won't think that a food brand and a fashion brand will actually collaborate on something, but these are the opportunities we are seeing. Just some weeks back or some days back, Mark Zuckerberg launched the Ray-Ban collaboration with, which is Facebook, which is now Meta. So it's a collaboration between Meta and Ray-Ban, and the idea was to create Ray-Ban glasses that are actually AI infused. So when you wear them, you can actually see details of the things you're looking at. You can see if you're looking at a spoiled faucet tap, which is something I noticed in their introduction video, you can actually see repairman around that area just with wearing your glasses. It also made sure that people can actually watch live videos with those glasses. So if you're an influencer and you want people to just get a holistic experience of an activity that you're doing, you put on the glass and you can have your Instagram live without actually holding your phone. The idea for them was to ensure that people can actually explore experiences without the messy part of having to carry your phone around and all of that. So a lot of things are changing in the fashion industry, and you have to be on point with it if you want to make more money and be proper positioned for these opportunities that are in the fashion industry. So we have fashion infused with tech. So fashion tech is becoming a thing. Using tech to make fashion seamless, using tech to make fashion process seamless, using tech to make styles, using tech to ensure fittings, using tech to do productions, using tech to retail, using tech. In short, there are different parts of fashion that is now being infused with tech. And as in accessories that are smarter, I just talked about the Ray-Ban glasses. So if we're having accessories that are smarter, we're also seeing that there's a digital fashion experiences of people having fashion augmented, like AI and virtual reality shows or fashion shows, right? So the idea around this is that they are trying to cut out those boundaries between physical and digital fashion, blurring those lines. So what they are doing is that you can have a virtual and AI augmented fashion show. So people are not actually really wearing stuff, but you can put on a pair of glasses, you can log into an app, and you're in that reality, in that fashion show. You're changing your clothes. I think Snapchat has something like that. So there's a lot of techie things happening in the fashion industry, and if you're a techie and you're not a fashionista, you can actually collaborate with someone in the fashion industry to be able to create a tech product that would serve purpose, that will create impact. Second hand, going high tech. Now, I run a resale business here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I can tell you that this trend has come to stay. In the next years, or from now to 2030, research has shown that the second hand business is valued at over $30 billion globally. Who wants to miss out of that money? I'm presently running my fashion business here, and we're using tech, infusing tech in our processes, running our marketplace, so people don't even have to show up at the store to drop off their items or even buy second-hand items. So there are different ways around it. People using tech apps to be able to create renting options for people, mending options for people, and all of that. We have a lot of opportunity in the fashion industry, and guess what? These trends are here to stay, and they are more than a trend. I think there are better ways of doing things. We're adopting new systems that would ensure optimization of resources, optimization of processes, and also high revenue and high sales for the business owners in the fashion industry. A new trend that is coming up in the fashion industry, which is part of the future of fashion, is fashion as a change agent. Now, people are running fashion shows for charity, people are running fashion donations, and just being able to have more conversations around fashion and its effect on our social life, our environmental spaces, and economically. So we're not looking at fashion as just a business, we're looking at the different aspects of fashion and how we can leverage those different aspects of fashion to make our life here on earth better. So you see people talking about the social cost of fashion, you see people talking about the environmental effect of fashion, you see people talking about the economical effect of fashion. So you can come from different ways, or you can even infuse these three factors to be able to create a sustainable business. Another thing I want to talk about is fashion, transparency, and ethics. Before now, nobody really cared about how much they paid that worker in India to make the jeans you're wearing. Nobody cared. But now people care, because there is conversation about companies moving to developing countries or underdeveloped countries and pushing them to do the labor to manufacture and produce clothes, and those clothes are made for hours. People are in the factory for hours and they're not being paid enough, especially the women in this industry, because you know that when things go wrong, it always affects the women most. So the conversation is that if you're making your workers work all for longer hours in your factories and you're paying them $1 per cloth, and you're coming out to sell those clothes for $100, that means it's unfair. Those are the conversations we're having about unfair wages and all of that. These things have come to stay. And you say in African countries, does it matter? Yes, it matters, because we're already having those conversations on a global scale, and it's a matter of time for these things to dribble down in African countries. And guess what? Everybody deserves a fair pay. whether you're in Africa or you're outside Africa. I think we're also looking at a new trend that is still aligned to secularity and sustainability is the conversation around mindful consumption. So we are trying to let people know, or let individuals know, retail therapy is a myth. It doesn't solve your problems. In short, the retail therapy is something that the media has put out and people have taken it in, so people feel that when they shop they feel better, they feel that, oh, they feel okay. It doesn't make your problem go away. It's like having an addiction to alcohol. So for the moment you feel fine, but it has not solved the problem. So we're trying to push individuals to be mindful about consumption. Buy the clothes you need. Don't buy clothes that you don't need, right? Don't buy clothes because they are trendy. Don't buy clothes because someone else is wearing it, because those are the conversations that are actually putting a lot of demand on fast fashion items. And you know, when it comes to fast fashion items, the conversation is not a small conversation. There are different parts of it that is totally wrong. So mindful consumption, secular practices are some of the conversations we're having for the future of fashion, where we want people to wear their clothes more often, more wear of existing clothes, more use of existing clothes than making new purchase. And as we always say, the most sustainable fashion items are already in your wardrobe. You don't need more than that. So follow me as Set Up with Breakthrough. I'm going to still share more fashion tips, more business tips, and probably my weight loss tips. See you on the next one. Bye.